About to start the podcast. Josh and I have been up since 2 a.m. We've been grinding, been driving up here. Tip's been driving up here. We're all tired.
Been on the road all day, touching road.
We're in our head trying to figure out what we want this podcast to be about. Trying to go over some topics. Think we were overthinking it, but we're just gonna catch up.
I never had to tell my dogs that we on road for greatness. They paper getters, they want money more than they want fame shit. I swear we go so hard, we on A-list. I see my niggas prevailing. We going hard for the hand, we gonna stack till we jaded. I just told my niggas that we on a mission. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to get it. We doing part for the missions. I put my heart on my feet.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Real O Show podcast. Hey, we're up north. We're in the Real O Show HQ, Pierre, Michigan. Great vibes up here, but you got a special podcast. The boys are back together. We're back together. Spent well over a month away from each other, us three, as far as being on a podcast. So nice to obviously have Tip. Tip, what's up, man? How we feeling?
What's going on? We're here having a cabin conversation, as I like to call it, here in the barn up north. So excited to be back here and haven't seen you boys. We've seen each other sparingly, but
for
it'll
sure.
be good to hang out and get some quality time in this weekend.
Osh, how we feeling?
Feeling good, baby. Ready to get back at it.
Ready to get back at it. That's what I'm saying. I've been itching to get back on a podcast, on the vlog. I feel like we've been traveling a lot. Obviously, I got some things, personally going on, in my work life. That's causing me to, move away from Michigan, kind of change up the plans for me and Joshua. So I've been kind of handling that, seeing some friends in Florida, which is always great. Joshua's been traveling, obviously, to Chicago. Tip's been working. Actually getting a little bit of a hiatus.
Yeah,
a little bit from
a
work,
little bit of a vacation right now. I've just been kind of chilling, moved to Plymouth, obviously, with Kevin, and had a wedding last weekend. So kind of just been chilling, living that vacation lifestyle.
That's great. I mean, I feel like I've been in that too. And one thing I've been having with it is like when you get in it, you always try to pay attention to energy. Like that's my big thing, energy. Like energy, frequency, that's kind of what I try to pay attention to. And what I felt when I was away kind of felt off. I felt like I could be doing more. Obviously, it's always weird to kind of be away from Joshua just because we kind of work together with the content where it's like if one of us is dragging, the other one's kind of pulling us up. And then obviously if we're both going in the same direction, we're going to do all right. But kind of being away, Joshua doesn't like being in front of the camera, which is fine. His skill is behind the camera, so I can't.
It's not that I don't want to be in front of the camera. There's no one capable of holding a camera.
I agree, but
Can't
so
do
it's
it.
like
it's hard to do it.
Joshua's the talent.
No, but it's
Joshua's
like I can't. If I give someone the camera, they instantly just fuck the shot. So it's like I can't. It's not that hard because I'll
You
dial it in.
can't
But it's just
compromise the shot.
It's like I'm not gonna put in a bunch of bad footage. Right?
I'm with you.
So like,
obviously, but it's not. I'm saying it's not your job to be in front of the camera. Obviously, being away is hard, but we just want to check back in. So Tip, it's been well over a month. What are some big things kind of going on for you? What you've been up to? What you've been thinking about? I know you've been on vacation mode. Obviously, you've still been doing your thing.
I took this time off a while ago and wasn't really sure what I was going to end up doing with it. And then with the move to Plymouth, was kind of hoping that I might be able to help out and do some things around the house, do some renovations. So I've kind of just been chilling. Like I said, last weekend, one of my good childhood friends got married. I was in that wedding. Had a great time. It was a beautiful event. Just had a wonderful night celebrating, and still been going to paramedic class through it, and going to paramedic tutoring. So it's kind of been a workcation, and I'm glad that we were able to come up here for a few days at the basically end of summer, and
really clear it out.
This is kind of like the last hurrah of us, like
For
right
sure.
here, in Michigan. I think it's a good weekend for us to like really hanker things down.
It's so easy. It's so easy up here. And I have a question about your friend's wedding, but hopefully I remember to go back into it because I think it's a good question. Being up here, man, it's so easy to just being in nature. There's something about it. Obviously, you have a clear head, and I was saying that maybe it goes in the vlog. Obviously, this is probably going to drop after the vlog, but up here, I haven't been in front of the camera a ton. We haven't been really shooting a ton of content. We've definitely been slowing down, but that's just, it's kind of life. You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Can't be worried about one bad week. You know, you just got to pick it up the next week and keep going. Is obviously what I've been thinking, but I just got good energy up here. I feel great up here. I feel focused. I feel ready to go. And I think that's just the product of being in nature and being able to almost immerse yourself in whatever you're trying to get into. And obviously you want to be intent.
I agree. I was thinking about it on the way up here, and I was thinking about how, you know, when we were living together, it was easy to get content and to film stuff and to bounce ideas off each other. And now that I've moved out and you boys are about to start your own new adventure outside of Michigan, it really comes down to like how badly do you actually want to do it? You know, how interested and dedicated are you into making content? And, you know, I've done a little bit on my own, trying to film some stuff, and then, you know, we've met up a couple times and been able to film some stuff, but I think that this is a big weekend to where we can build up our library of content, and then, you know, kind of like we did the first time, we built up a library, dropped it, and then strategized for more. And I think that's kind of what this weekend's gonna be, another opportunity to build up content, drop it for two straight months, and then, you know, come back to the drawing board and be like, what have we learned? Where are we gonna go from here?
For sure.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about making batch content like that, is you sometimes don't know, like,
Also,
you
it's
might
dated too.
It's dated, but like for his sake, so for the people that are listening, it's cards from the basement.
Cards from the
like
basement.
We're making card content, so it's like
Sports cards.
Sports cards. So it's like those cards, I don't think are dated. Like,
right.
I think doing
no,
the videos aren't dated,
agree.
but what I'm saying is, when you do batch content, you can make a lot of the same videos that are different, but they can kind of blend together for the viewer. And like you said, not all your followers are even going to see your stuff anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Sure.
But the hardest part is, like, sometimes, like you said, for people that are first starting out, don't make 30 videos and be like, okay, now I'm ready. Just make a couple videos and start posting them, because as you go, you're like, oh, I wish we would have done this.
You need that market feedback, you know, like you need to like build something and put it out to the market and see how the market responds to it.
For sure.
Like for me, I'm really excited that this weekend we're gonna film some cards that people have literally been on YouTube asking me to reveal. Like my most successful video, over 3,000 views now. Like, people have been asking me for months now to like reveal these cards, and we're finally getting an opportunity to sit down and do that. So that's gonna be exciting.
That's gonna be exciting. I think, obviously, I'm a big believer in your channel. But one thing I wanted to touch on, kind of going backwards here. Actually, first of all, are you on BeReal?
I'm not on BeReal.
I think we should talk about this, because Zachary and I were...
BeReal's crazy.
So Zachary told me about this at BeReal. Gary Vee was on it pretty early, and it's very interesting. Zachary likes to call it the intimate Snapchat.
It's a Snapchat Twitter. It's a Snapchat Twitter.
It's very interesting, and I like the fact that it's almost like hard to take a good picture.
But that's the point. It's
That's what I'm saying, like,
unprofessional. It's supposed to be.
yeah.
So BeReal, obviously, whether it's on video or not, it doesn't matter. I'll do my best to explain it. So what it is, BeReal, it's a picture once a day. You get it sent to your phone, and you're supposed to be within 2 minutes of being alerted. You can do it within the 24 hours, but also the point is when you take the picture and post it, it alerts your followers.
Yeah.
So you can look. So if you post it, 23 hours late, like it alerts your followers. So, but it's supposed to be unprofessional. That's the point of BeReal.
It's supposed to be kind of like spontaneous.
That's what Joshua yesterday.
Minutes.
Yeah, Joshua was like doing it yesterday. He's like, "Oh, should we like flick up?" I'm like, "No, it's not the point to take a professional."
Yeah, I was thinking, like, yes, everyone in one that I hadn't even gone on the app. I didn't realize, like, at first, because it's like, it takes the back picture and the front picture same time.
Yeah.
So it's
that's
like,
the biggest
it's different, weird. It's really weird because they don't show the front picture.
Yeah.
So you're standing there kind of like a jabroni sometimes.
Because I think that's the point is because like,
that's the whole point, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, it's kind of the joke of it is like, you can see what you're trying to post, but like your face is like,
right.
That was what you were.
Yeah,
you can't see
I'd
it.
seen you take one earlier today, but I kind of like that idea of it being unprofessional and rough, kind of, because like that was the original Instagram. You know, like you would just take random pictures of shit and your friends would like it, and it wasn't about like.
It's intimate.
Yeah.
It's like you're only gonna like that picture. Like I do like the fact how they have a discover, so you can kind of scroll and see someone else. Like that's a great aspect of it. You 100% need that.
But what do you mainly do? You mainly like
wanna look at
pictures of your friends,
Your
right?
friends, because like at the end of the day,
all people really want to
at
see.
the end of the day, they want to
friends.
see their friends. The only other reason why you would like another person's picture, one, you think it's cool, one, you think they're super attractive. Or one, you've maybe followed them on other platforms. You're like, oh, this is an intimate one. Maybe I can talk to them.
For
like
sure.
There's like I guess it's the connection of it. But it's a very very interesting. I've only been on it for a couple days, but I've been kind of spending a little time on it. So I think it's interesting.
No, I think it's big. Obviously, Gary Vee talked about a picture platform like 5 years ago, like only can post pictures. Obviously, if you listen to my 2-minute warning a couple ago, Instagram, they turned into a video platform when they should have really just stayed pictures. Obviously, I think that's going to lose market share, but I do want to touch.
No, I want to say something on that because I think it's interesting about the picture platform because we talked about this with VSCO. So BeReal and VSCO, and I think that VSCO is more artsy.
VSCO's way more artsy.
Way more artsy, right?
Whereas BeReal's more.
So BeReal's more
less.
raw, and I think that was the difference of it between VSCO because. Let's be real. If you get like 20 people to like
pun
your
intended.
stuff,
Let's be real.
No
yeah.
pun intended.
let's
there.
be real. But 20 likes on VSCO, you're like viral. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, it's kind of crazy, but you can't see how many likes it has, how many shares it has. You can't see who liked it. The only way you can see someone liked it is if they reshare it. That's the only way that you can see anything.
Okay.
So it's very interesting.
I never had VSCO.
The only reason why I had VSCO was because like back in the day when I was in British Columbia, that's what all the girls had. Like they didn't even care about Instagram. It was like all VSCO. So it was like, you better get a VSCO, right? And I just kept it.
Got to go where the market is.
Hey,
you know what they say?
the market will tell you. The market will tell you.
That is the original reason why I bought. That's not bought, but like used VSCO. Was
You
because
would have bought it.
I wouldn't
Put a
have
number on it. Would you have paid $20 for that app?
a one-time fee, maybe. But here's my thing: I rarely used
He
it.
would have paid the $20.
I said if it was a one-time fee. If it was like a reoccurring like monthly, I'd have ditched it a long time.
Well, there is. So I mean,
You
but
can
there
do
is
that.
there is a subscription. So he hasn't paid for the pro.
But the reason is
So-
For VSCO, there is.
the pro of the VSCO is to edit. So like a lot of people use VSCO because it was like the OG editing platform. So what people would do was they would edit their pictures on VSCO
And then post it
save
somewhere
them
else.
because VSCO is so OG. They let you save the edited picture
without posting.
without
In the
posting
camera
it
roll?
in the camera roll, and then you can post it. So that's the hack. That's why VSCO was so popular.
Then they
People,
changed it?
but that's you can still do that. But that's why I think that's the hardship of VSCO, is they should make you post it if you want to save it, because that's the whole point. Is you need more content
But you would get less people to do it.
to save it. That's what my point is.
So wouldn't you rather just have them on your
I don't know.
platform and then post the picture
But
somewhere
what's
else
the-
and say
but-
they used VSCO?
For sure, but that's just but then you're just an editing app, so it's completely different.
But
And I think editing apps will, like Instagram, you can already tell, has already looked at what VSCO does, and they've stolen like almost all their stuff. Like all the filters you can put on photos and stuff, that was literally VSCO. VSCO was the one. You could do like teeth whitening, take your
Man,
eye.
I'll be honest. I miss the days just absolutely deep frying pics on Instagram, like just fucking making your skin like fucking orange and just turning up the saturation like 200%, dude. Those were the days where you
I
just
don't think I've ever done
you
that.
just didn't care. Like you were, I was taking pictures of the weirdest shit and throwing it on Instagram.
Bro,
I'm talking like 2013.
It's crazy how platforms evolve like that. I mean, I don't know if you guys have spent much time on like Reddit.
A little bit. Reddit's something that you have to really fucking deep
It's a
dive.
rabbit hole.
If
It's
you
a
don't,
rabbit hole.
if you don't rabbit hole,
It's really
then
like
you're-
Twitter. It's really like Twitter.
It's
with everything.
It's a no filter Twitter.
Yeah.
You can show anything. It's like a super helpful community, all the way to like murderers. You know what I
For
mean?
sure,
Like
for
it's
sure.
like it's just crazy shit.
Yikes.
You know.
But
I'm just being real. It's like it's the
100%,
whole it's the
100%.
extremes, right?
Exactly. But I just
Has both.
I think about how much Reddit will evolve over the years. If you think about, I remember The Weeknd posted a picture of his like Instagram, like right when he got famous, like of how it looked compared to now.
Yeah, no, I saw
and just I think I sent it to Joshua, and like just like how it looked, and it was like 8 years, and it literally looked in a different world.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy how things evolve. Obviously that's life, and I want to go back. This is obviously Complete pivot here. Complete pivot here. You said you went to your friend's wedding.
Yes.
Man, do you believe in love?
I mean, I do.
How you believe in something you ain't never seen, you know?
Well, I have, you know, I've seen
Your
love.
parents.
Yeah, my parents.
Yeah,
I mean,
your parents,
I
your
see
parents
love
are
in
nice.
friendships. You know, I see love in other relationships.
For
So
sure,
I do believe in love.
For
you
sure.
know,
I do too.
so.
I
This is the tough one.
I don't know. I've been contemplating this for a long time because I think about like this. This is what I truly think, and I've been battling this for like a long time. I look at like how many people like truly, and I'm not talking about friendships because like
It's different.
it's way different,
Right,
right?
sure.
It's way different. You know, it's intimacy in different ways. But like I truly look at it, and I'm like, how many people are like truly like happy in their marriage? Like I'm not talking about like on social media. I'm talking about like truly happy, and that's what made me. Is true love just a thing that hits hard and fades fast, you know, or fades slow? Like, because you can definitely have hard love.
Well, I think,
but it slowly will fizzle out, and it's like, yeah, over time, it's not so much love; it's just loyalty.
well,
to
that's
that
what I'm
person.
saying. Like, I think that's what love is.
Is
It's like
loyalty.
anyone can have that like attraction and that like, you know, hot and heavy phase, and then when it's literally like a random Tuesday, like 5 years in, like that's what love is. Like fucking just sticking
It's every
around.
day. It's every single day. It's every
making,
single day.
It's making that conscious
I
choice.
every
guess,
single day.
I guess the thing in my head is,
And
like,
that's how you have to break
everyone's
it down.
comparing love to like movies, and it's like there ain't nothing like that in real life that I see. Like I see some couples that I'm like, I've seen people that I'm like, man, like I thought these people were like meant for each other. Like they like every time I was with them, I grew up with these people, and they're like their vibes were just like they were like their people, and then it's like a little bit of time passes. And it's so much can change in time, right?
For
and
sure.
it's variables that you have no control over. So it's like, yes, you might have been in love at one time with this person, but you could be totally different people. Like we talk about Zach all the time. I think every decade you live a new life. Like when you were 0 to 10, you lived a life. From
sure.
10 to 20, you lived a life. From 20 to 30, you're gonna live a life, and so forth. Like
Well,
every
that's,
decade,
that's how
you're
it
kinda-
should be, you know. Like you
For
should
sure.
constantly be evolving and changing.
I mean,
100%.
I've even
But
said it.
there's a
like,
difference
you-
between growing with each other.
It's even, I think,
I
even
agree.
if you look back every year from when you start to when you finish, there's always a change. Like if you truly try to find, I think there's a change. Obviously, over
Yeah,
a decade.
Hopefully.
I mean, it could be a change for the worse. Like it's just a change. It's a change. Like you don't ever start the year and end the year the same.
I mean, Elon Musk.
Ever.
Well,
Elon Musk.
I would
talks about change
say,
every day.
like people. I would
sure.
say we don't. I would say like you know, but there are a lot of people out there that start and end the year the same
I mean,
way.
Elon Musk talked about it on the Full Send podcast. He was literally talking
Shout
about
out
how-
Milk Boys.
Shout out Milk Boys. Every day, you go to bed and you wake up a different person. It's like every day, the things you go through, like they alter you just a little bit. It's just like, even if it's something that you're just like, whatever. Some days are more than others. You know, you might have a day where you just sat around and watched Netflix. Probably didn't change that much, but you might have just got lazier. You might have just got a little worse on the
Yeah.
day. Whatever it may be, but you change a little bit. It's so micro that you don't notice it, but that's how you can look back after 10 years and be like, wow, he changed a lot. But it's because you're looking at it from a macro view.
For sure.
Whereas
That's a good theory.
every day,
That's
it's
a
like
good
you're not
theory.
going to see.
To
That's a
your
really good
point,
theory.
right? Like it's about growing together, and like you know, too many people grow separately as well. And but then they
doubt.
like we were kind of talking about earlier, right? Like people who are so codependent, like the other end of the pendulum, where people are literally just like so wrapped in their own world together, where like no one else exists. And I mean, it's not healthy, but like kind of like I was saying, devil's advocate, like it does create that like you versus the world mentality.
There's-
Like you can get through
there's
a
a happy
lot,
medium
like
with
that,
it.
like that's like borderline like fucking Charles Manson like cult hippie shit, like where it's just you and her,
there's
or
a
you
happy
and you and
medium
your
with
significant
this.
other, right? Like
There's
just
a-
yeah.
There's a for sure happy medium with it. Obviously, I've been in relationships where I felt codependent before. It's just not a good place to be. You become like almost like controlling in ways, both ways. Goes both ways. But I don't know, man. I think in a relationship, it's got to be something about they got to have their own life and you have to have your own life. Obviously, at some point, you got to want to come together and be together of some way. But I think you got to have your own life because when you're always relying on each other, man,
I
I
think
don't
that's
know.
just
It's scary. I don't know.
For sure. I think that's just like, it grows with like security, like in yourself. Like if you're super insecure, it's hard for you to let someone else go out and do their own thing. For sure. Like
or to
I
be
know.
on your own.
Exactly. Like, or to be on your own. Even more of a reason. And a lot of people haven't really been on alone. It's like the person who always has a boyfriend or girlfriend since like they could start dating.
Yeah.
It's like they go from one to the next to the next. It's like you never spend a little bit of
Time
time.
alone.
And I feel like
I
feel like I did that for like a little bit in my life, and then I stopped. But it's like, man, it's like you do find yourself like you have to be alone.
100%. Like
you
have to be alone.
At some point in your life, you have to be alone and kind of eat it a little bit.
Well,
to figure it out.
This talk about kind of relationships and stuff,
we've been all over the wall.
It kind of makes me want to take it towards where I've been hanging out with this girl, and I've been kind of following in Bob's footsteps here, where
I love how I inspired him to do this. Man. This is crazy.
I've been hanging out with this girl. We've gone on like 4 dates now, but we've both been upfront, and I've been upfront about like wanting to take it very slow and not introduce like sex into the relationship, And I think like when you talk about like growing together and like not like growing in different directions, like mistakes that I've made before are where I jump with 2 feet in and I really don't even know the person yet. And I think that limiting pleasure and like taking it slow and not just trying to have sex with whoever walks into my life, like it's about the process of getting to know the person.
For sure. I didn't know this was about to turn into some Dr. Phil. There's some Dr. Phil in here. Here we go. No, but you're 100% right. I obviously think, relationships are about creating a bond. It's about creating something that is longevity. Longevity has obviously just been my buzzword over the last couple months. I think, having sex and having things like that, it creates a different relationship than almost eliminating that, getting to know them, and then doing that.
I think the biggest thing is, and like what I've been kind of saying, and like whenever you introduce sex into a relationship, at least one person's expectations are going to become raised. And 100%. If the other person doesn't meet those expectations, or they're not on the same page, like then someone's going to get hurt. So, no matter what, like, if you're looking at it as casual, and it deepens feelings, it makes things more complicated. And, you also want to be selective with who, you're...
For sure. Give your energy to.
Because you never...
Give your energy to. That's the biggest thing, I think, as a man, you have to learn, is to be selective. Because, like, you think about, like, we were talking about Slim the Dreams channel, and kind of how it evolved from a pranking channel to now it's kind of like a vlog with him and his buddies. And they're like, and I can understand why it's so popular with the younger, because it's like they're talking about girls, and it's like them being like, oh, like, and it's like all they're being like googly eyes over like okay looking girls. Like some of them are rockets, some of them are okay, but it's just like, and I told Zach, I was like, it's hard for me to watch, even though I love Selim, because it's like I'm not in that phase. I'm not chasing girls. I don't. It's like that's not what I want to do at all. It's like I said, you either are building a relationship, and I think becoming friends with someone first is way better, because at least you can have that. Like, because at the end of the day, living with a girl, like I've lived with a girl before. If you're not friends with them, best friends with them, if it doesn't make your day better to see them, you're not even like in the ballpark. You need to be like far away as possible, because it's like you will not get better. Like, and it's if you just think they're hot, and like you're like, oh man, I'm just trying to fuck because they're hot,
right?
And I want to date this person because everyone else thinks she's hot, but she's an absolute nightmare. Yeah, like you don't want to be anywhere near that.
Right.
It's not about what everyone thinks. I think that's what's so worried about. Like, I've caught myself in that in the past, where I'm just like, I'm worried about, oh, bro, is like, are the boys even gonna think this girl's attractive, even though I like her?
Yeah.
So it was exactly that was my point. Was like, and that's at the end of the day. But so much, especially nowadays, it's so superficial, where guys are like, they're just trying to get a hot girl because it's like,
Drake, it looks good. It looks good on Instagram.
Drake said it, and never forget this. It's hard to me to justify the women I was into. Never overthink someone you think is attractive or you like. That you think what your friends, family are going to.
There's things that are attractive that aren't physical. Like there's
1 million.
Like girls who read.
I'll be honest with you.
100%.
I can't
conversation.
I can't name how many girls, like tens, and they start talking and they go to a 2.
Yes.
Like it's like instant. It's an instant. You're just like, oh wow. And it's like
100%.
I have no attraction to you at all.
But
No doubt.
getting back to like the friends idea and making that relationship with them, like I kind of said earlier, you got to think down the line, like year 3, random Tuesday in October, year 5, random Thursday in July. Like you got to be friends with that person. You know, like you said, you got to enjoy their company because it's not going to be this honeymoon phase for the rest of your life. You're not going to be going at it like rabbits and like all that sort of stuff. Like you really have to build sustainable relationships, not only romantically, but just overall in your life.
No doubt. No doubt. I think that's a great spot to even close it. I know we touched on a lot, kind of jumped all over. Obviously we said we wanted to catch up, and this is kind of what's been going on in our life, what we've been thinking, what we've had on our mind. But as always, you know, before you go, you know, share this, leave a review, like it. We obviously want to keep going. Obviously, give us topics you want us to talk about. Like, we were literally open to anything. We want this to be interactive. We would kill for someone to talk, you know, give us some ideas of what
We'd
you want
love
us
to learn about new things too, you know.
For sure.
Give us something
learn
to look
about.
up, something that, you know, we may not be into, and we can look it up and discuss it and learn more about it.
For sure.
Absolutely. And check us out on all socials, YouTube, TikTok.
We post those in the comments, though. Everything's in the comments.
in the description.
In the description.
So
In the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
All right. Love y'all. Appreciate you for
Appreciate
listening.
it, guys. Thanks. We got a new podcast, dog. Slept through the whole show. Look at this guy.
It's not a firehouse dog, it's a podcast dog.
About to hit a workout because, you know, health is wealth. 60 minutes a day keeps the doctor away.
Science.
I never had to tell my dogs that we on road for greatness. They paper getters, they want money more than they want fame shit. I swear we go so hard, we on A-list. I see my niggas prevailing. We going hard for the hand, we gonna stack till we jaded. I just told my niggas that we on a mission. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to get it. We too on par for the missions. I put my heart and my feelings on tracks I don't even feel. We bout till we drippin'. Prove these niggas wrong that said I won't make the show. We had them bitches so the high and niggas so the hello. I sold them packs to get them right shit. I was stuck on my lows, and now I'm tryna get up. I told them niggas what's up, and now I'm singing. Yeah.